there's one thing the Tarkov player base can agree on wholeheartedly, it's the fact that the game is absolutely infested with cheaters. We all know this game essentially has no anti-cheat whatsoever, and it's basically up to the player to decide whether or not someone is cheating. And a lot of times that can be really difficult to do. In this video, we're going to go over an encounter that I had with a player who I believe is 100% a cheater. But before we do that, here's my cat. His name's Tuna. Say hello to him. Anyways, if you're relatively new to Tarkov, it can be pretty hard to identify a cheater if you don't really know what to look for. I'm hoping by the end of this video, most of you will have a better understanding and will be able to more accurately and confidently report these players instead of just mass reporting every single player that kills you, like pretty much everyone who plays this game does. So with all of that being said, let's jump into the video. So the context of this clip is pretty simple. Leading up to this encounter, I'm just minding my business, looting on reserve. My wife comes home, so I find a good secluded spot to hide while I greet her, and we end up talking about some of the mail we're looking at. That's when I hear gunshots through my headset, and this is what happened. Let's run that back one more time. Okay, I lied one more time. From the time I run into this room to hide to when this player scav came in and killed me was exactly 1 minute and 19 seconds. I'd been sitting there not moving at all. Despite that, this player scav walks through the underground entry directly into my room, already facing right towards me, and proceeds to mag dump an SKS and hit 6 shots directly to my head without missing. He didn't jiggle peek the entry to make sure no one was inside. He walked straight in as if he knew there was no threat. Now, these are all the assumptions that I made after seeing the clip. You may have some of the same assumptions, or you may have a different opinion entirely. At the time though, I didn't see what happened at all. I came back to my chair just assuming someone had wandered in randomly and killed me and thought nothing of it. That is until I decided to go back and watch the clip. So here's my reaction to that. I want to go back and watch that actually. What happened? Did he just stumble in there, or did he walk straight to me? Yo, could that guy have been cheating? Or did he just happen to be walking by? Oh bro, this guy might be cheating. Dude, that scab might be cheating. So once I figured out that there was a potential for foul play here, the first step in identifying a cheater for me was to go back and rewatch the clip. I was able to do that because I live stream on Twitch, shameless self-plug, and I can just watch the VOD back. If you don't have some type of way to go back and rewatch gameplay, I highly recommend you get that set up. NVIDIA Replay, OBS replays, and so many other things exist to have that option. I can't tell you the amount of times something has happened to me in game and I explain it one way, but after I go back and watch it again, in reality, it happened a totally different way. Anyways, step 1, watch the clip back. Watching the clip allowed me to identify a few things that I mentioned earlier and begin the process of determining if this guy was a cheater or not. The next step for me was to explain what happened to someone else in words to get their opinion on it. I had a couple buddies in my chat and I had planned on rewatching the clip again with them to get their opinion on it, but this is how the interaction went when I just kind of talked about what happened. I went AFK for a second. My wife came home and I felt like I was in a pretty secluded spot, and I just hear fucking gunshots going off in my headset. Came back and I was dead, and I was like, well, that sucks. And then I thought about it and I was like, wait, let me go back and watch that, you know? Go back in the stream and rewatch it. This fucking player scav, like, walks directly into where I am, like, the little area, comes right into the door, and he's, like, looking at me as he comes through the door and just immediately starts shooting me in the head. And I'm like, y'all don't know about that. I don't know about that. We'll see, though. We'll be the judge. I could just be bad. Very possible. So now that I had a second opinion, it was time to go back and watch the clip again with my boy Squid here and see how that second opinion holds up, as well as a couple other people coming in and giving me their opinion as well. Here, let's take a quick moment here to watch this. Let me turn my face cam off. So this is the clip, right? I'm AFK. Wife just got home. We're looking at the mail. Yeah, here he comes. Look, straight in. 6 headshots. He like comes in and he's staring at me. And I've been AFK here for like 5 minutes, by the way. All headshots. Watch my health thing in the top left. Straight to the dome. Not that it's that hard to hit all headshots right there, but he's spamming an SKS and he didn't miss. Isn't that wild? I was just standing there talking to my wife and I just hear fucking blasting. And I was like, no way, dude. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. It just... But it's like, you know, when I come in right there, I do always go into that room first to the right. Sometimes I'll look on the shelf to the left, but for the most part, I always go in that room. But as I go in, I'm looking forward because there's like a toolbox spawn right there, I'm pretty sure. So, I don't know. He just like, he came in like he just knew I was there. It was weird. Okay, a few people have now seen the clip and voiced their opinion. The final step and the only thing left to do is to view this person's profile in game. BSG added this feature in a few wipes ago, and it's been a pretty powerful tool in helping to decide if someone might be cheating. I'm about to play the clip of us going through the profile, and I want you to pay attention to the things I'm talking about and the stats that we're really looking at. All right, here we go. Oh dear X. Level 3. What do we think, dude? Dude, his stats are terrible. He has 767 hours with 3 achievements. 8% survival rate. Let's just take his stats at face value, right? Let's just assume he's not a cheater. So, a guy that's this fucking bad, you have to be brain dead, confused, just lost in the sauce, not know what's going on to have stats this bad, okay? But you're telling me he just knew to check the corner that I was in AFK. It's like he walked in there so confidently because I was AFK. I don't know. I still think he's a little sus. That's what I'm saying. 3 achievements? Like what? Just feels weird, man. Yeah. How do you have that many? I don't know, dude. Yeah, that's another good point too. 6 headshots to the dome. I think so. I think I have enough evidence. I should probably report him, yeah? Yeah, I think there's enough evidence there for me to report. Yeah, I think I'm on the same page as you, honestly. It's just weird is all. The whole situation. Super weird. So my final decision after watching the clip, discussing with others, and viewing the profile is that this guy is cheating. I think he has some sort of ESP where he can see all the players on the map, and I just think overall the whole situation is really sus. I think he probably spawned into his scav, saw that I was, you know, just sitting in that room and walked over to me pretty cautiously, and then once he realized I was AFK, I think he came in and killed me. Now, do I have any sort of actual solid proof that he's a cheater, such as BSG sending me a in-game message that a cheater was banned? No, I don't, unfortunately. Which basically means that we'll never know for sure if he was 100% cheating. But before I close out this video, let's go look at this player's stats now since it's been about 10 days since that happened. So first things first, we type in his name in the friends thing and we notice that he is level 14 now. 10 days ago, he was level 3. 10 days ago, he had 767 hours. Now he has 790 hours and he's put in quite a bit more raids since then. If my memory serves me correctly, 10 days ago, he had only survived 2 raids and had died somewhere in the 20s. And his survival rating was 8%. Now he is at 40% survival rating. He's up to 31 raids survived, 76 total played. His KD is pretty low at a 4.78, and now he has 9 achievements. So somehow in 767 hours, he was only able to get 3 achievements, but in the last 20 hours or so, 23 hours, something like that, he's stacked on another 6 achievements. which it's just a little bit weird to me. So his stats in 10 days have significantly changed, right? He went from having 2 raids survived to now 31 raids survived. So again, I still don't think that there is enough evidence for me to say that yes, 1,000,000,000% he is a cheater, but there is enough evidence for me to think that he is cheating and report him. And that is the entire point of my video. You will never know if somebody is 100% a cheater unless you get that little message from BSG down here in your messenger. They pop up over here and it says, I believe it's somewhere like a system message or something like that. And it will tell you that, hey, we've identified the cheater on this specific date. So in my case, the day that I reported him was September 17th. So they would say, hey, September 17th on reserve, you reported this person and they ended up being a cheater and we banned them. And then they'll give you a little bit of compensation for it. That is the only way to know that somebody was cheating, if they get banned. And we all know that BSG does a pretty bad job of banning cheaters, and cheaters do pretty well at hiding the fact that they are cheating. So again, my point in this whole video is I think a lot of people just rage report players every time they get killed, and I think a lot of people assume that people are cheating more than they probably actually are. So I wanted to make this video to simply say these are ways that you can look at the situation and determine if somebody is cheating rationally. Don't just rage report people. You got to imagine if the entire player base is just sitting there reporting every single person that kills them. Imagine how hard it is to go through that, or, you know, however BSG does that. I don't really know. But imagine how hard it is to actually weed out the cheaters if legit players are getting reported all day, every day. So I just wanted to show my process of how I, break down the situation and determine if I think somebody is cheating. And me personally, I only report somebody if I have a really good feeling that they are cheating. And I would say about 80 to 90% of the time, I do get that message from BSG saying a cheater was banned. I have a pretty good track record of reporting people and them actually getting banned. So I personally don't rage report everyone. I just report people that I think are actually cheating, and that has worked out for me pretty well. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That is my thoughts on that. That's my process of, determining if someone is a cheater. And let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think that this guy I reported is a cheater? Or do you think I'm just trying to cope with the fact that I died and I just wanted to report him? I don't know. Just let me know what you think. If you guys do anything else differently and you guys have a certain process that you go through to determine if somebody's cheating, let me know down in the comments as well. I'd love to hear about it. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video. I'm rambling. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Follow me on Twitch. I would love you forever if you did that. Hit that subscribe button over here on YouTube. Maybe a like if you enjoyed the video. And I will see you in the next one.